In this video, we will discuss about the defects in crystal. So far, we have studied what is a crystal. So the crystal means that is, it is the combination of lattice plus motif. Lattice means the 3D periodic arrangement points in space, and this motif is the atoms or group of atoms that fill this space, that occupy lattice points. So this should have been the real crystal. So we will call this the ideal crystal. But the real crystal, it deviates from this ideal crystal, from this ideal crystal, and thus these deviations are called defects in crystal. These deviations are called the defects in crystal. So these defects, it can influence the physical and chemical properties and chemical properties of crystal. So that is why it is very important. You cannot make a crystal without defects. So crystal defects are unavoidable. So how will you classify the crystals? What are the classification of crystals? We will classify the crystals based on the dimensions. Based on the dimensions. So the first classification is the zero dimension defect. Zero dimension defect, or we will call it the point defect. Okay. So under point defects, we will study about vacancy, interstitial, substitutional defect, null defect. Then you will study about Frankel and Schottky defect. So we will study about this in detail later. And then you have the 1D defect, one dimensional defect. Okay. So these are called dislocations. Okay. So dislocations are of several type like edge dislocation, screw dislocation, and mixed dislocation, which we will study in detail in another video on dislocations. And then you have the third defect, or is called 2D defect, or it is called surface defect. So one point, the one-dimensional defect are also called line defects. These are called the line defects also. So under 2D defects comes this free surface. So free surface is actually a defect. We will see why it is. Then you have grain boundary. Okay, then you have grain boundary. Then you have stacking fault, and then you have the twin boundary. Okay, so these are the four defects we need to study in surface defects. So these we will study about different types of defects. The one is the point defect or zero dimensional defect, and then we will study one dimensional defect, then we will study two dimensional defect, and etc. So the next video we will discuss about the point